Hello and welcome to this recap and reaction video to Star Trek Episode 5, Choose Your Pain. So I'm here with Jacob.
Hello!
And we're going to be discussing, obviously, going through recapping the episode and reactions to it. But before we start the recap, we're going to just give a little bit of a reminder that we're running a little promo on this channel, EuroHybrid, for winning a Borg Cube. So if you're interested in winning said Borg Cube, please click on the link in the description. You could lick it as well, but it's not going to work out for you.
Sorry, bro. Just lick the link in the description. If you're on a phone, your tongue does work on the touchscreen.
Yes, it could do both. But the video will give descriptions on how to enter how to enter the competition. So right, so go get into the overview of the episode. So in terms of the overall episode, I did enjoy it. I thought there were some things I think Starfleet seems quite incompetent.
Yeah.
That their captain can get nabbed from a big meeting going to his ship. I was thinking to myself, either you're incompetent or someone set you up.
Yeah. Which I've always had a bit of an inkling that the Lorca might turn out to be a bad guy at some point. But I think he's going to more be the bad guy as in he doesn't want the war to end type of bad guy, you know?
Yeah, he's more like he wants revenge against the Klingon, more so than burn him.
Yeah. I don't think he'll try and do anything bad against Starfleet. I think he'll just try and prolong the war at some point.
He would take it to an end, which it almost would kill probably lots of Klingons rather than say get to a peaceful resolution.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the tardigrade situation as well.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite good how they essentially resolved that.
Yeah, like I said, there were a lot of problems in this episode, but I kind of liked it the most. And I'm not going to lie, 90% of the reason that I went, yeah, okay, I like this episode now, was the ending.
Yeah, that mirror scene was very...
No, before then.
Oh, you mean
the scene with Saru. The scene with Saru made me go, okay, yeah, this is cemented it. This is a decent episode in my eyes. Because it was a proper, nice character moment. And Deep Space Nine is my favourite Star Trek because it's about the characters and it's got amazing stories between the characters. So now they're actually fleshing the characters out a bit. I'm starting to like it a bit more.
I think I would like to learn more about the sort of side characters as well. Because we've got a bit more on we've got our main cast.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a prisoner character, Mudd, who's on the prison ship.
He's only just been brought in.
I wonder how they'll bring him back. Because obviously, if he's still on that prison ship,
he's probably going to become some sort of tactical officer or something.
I mean, he is in the original Star Trek series as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he was supposed to be in Next Generation as well.
Oh.
But they cut it out.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's meant to be one of these characters they brought back.
Huh.
Yeah, because there's a few characters you probably don't want to brought in the series, but he's probably a character you're not too bothered about because
I literally don't remember him from the original series.
Because they mentioned a whole bunch of pilots when Saru was looking through his list.
Oh yeah, the notable captains. You saw Pike. You saw
Archer, Giroux, and a couple of others. But yeah, so overall,
I think it's my favorite episode so far.
I think I was quite happy with this episode. So obviously, we're going to go into the recap now.
Yep.
So we started with a dream sequence going through the ship, and then Michael sees herself in the spore chamber, and then screaming where she gets injected.
Yeah, I really thought they were gonna. My first thought when I saw this dream sequence was, this is the tardigrade trying to communicate. I really thought that's what the plot line they were going to go down was. It's telepathically communicating with her that it's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, after that she does I think she's been thinking in that. It's almost like she's playing on her fears, her concerns, because you could tell in the previous episodes.
Well, she's a xenobiologist, so she does care about it.
I mean, she talks. In the next scene, she talks to the doctor about her and expresses her concern with the creature, and he says he would look into it as well. Yeah. So it is. We are seeing that she's actually moving on her evidence, moving on her feelings. Yeah. To actually investigate it properly. So yeah, I think in terms of that, it was
a decent open.
It builds up on previous moments from the previous episodes.
It was a decent open.
Yeah. So the next we're at Well, Lorca is at a meeting with her captains discussing recent successes, including disruptions of supply lines to the Klingons and the rescue of the mining facility in the previous episode.
Yeah.
So the female captain, I think its name's Katrina.
I can't remember.
I'm not exactly sure, but she says they want to replicate the technology for the fleet. That technology has been shared, and they're making more spore drives.
And they want to capture more tardigrades.
But at the same time, they're wanting to stop Discovery.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get the Klingons
they
grabbing hold of their technology.
They want to go Alan Turing style on this, I think, was the vibe I got from it. Because they said about, do you know what I mean by Alan Turing?
I'm not exactly sure. You have to...
Well, Alan Turing was the guy that broke the Enigma code in World War II.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Rather than responding to all of them, they had to pick and choose where they used the information they got from the Enigma machine so that the Germans didn't know that they'd broken the Enigma code.
Okay, because probably Discovery is popping up everywhere.
Yeah. So we want to dial it back and pick and choose where the Discovery comes in.
Because it's not a warship.
No. Well...
I mean, it's not a proper, traditional warship.
But it
can still pack a punch.
Yeah.
But it isn't quite the same as... Well, I mean, what is a warship in Starfleet anyway? I mean, they're all...
Well, they don't... Until you get to, like, the Deep Space Nine times and, like, during the... Or, like... There's a few wars, but they don't ever really make full-on warships.
They're
a lot of the
they're
time.
pretty much like heavily armoured explorer ships.
Yeah.
That's probably the most you can say. But and we actually saw another Klingon, another Vulcan in the set of captains, which was nice. It was nice
odd to see, but it was good.
It was nice seeing like another alien rather than like be all human, seemingly all human all the time. Because our main cast, aside from Saru, so it was like 5 out of the main 6 are all humans.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna need more aliens, really.
Give me a damn Andorian.
Oh, Jacob's like he got
you need to do his paint
he got
small blue.
He got one reference to Andorian this episode. That's keeping going for the rest of the season.
No, it's annoyed me even more. Do you know one of the main reasons I'm so annoyed? Cause I play Star Trek Online, and my Star Trek Online captain's an Andorian with a glorious mustache.
Yep, just give us a mustache wielding Andorian, and Jake will be fine for the rest of the season. So the next scene is we've got Burnham and Tilly are in the cafeteria, and Tilly is worried that Burnham is essentially dropping her from her friend group.
Yeah.
Well, Burnham's like, no, I'm actually worried about the creature. I suppose. I mean,
it was an
odd scene, I thought.
Yeah, as much as I said, I like the character stuff and that, but this felt like it was a bit of a redundant scene.
If you cut the scene out,
it wouldn't have really had an impact.
I think it's going for people saying, "Oh, Tilly's like an autistic character."
Yeah, it definitely seems to be what they're going for.
I mean, they didn't really need it. Didn't really need this scene at all.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the episode's about 50 minutes long.
Mm.
I don't know. You could have just cut bits and pieces out elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on. So
then we go back to Lorca,
who was sorting his eyes out. Where big flash from the lights being turned on. So that was from the female captains coming in.
Yeah, well, the Admiral, I'm pretty sure she is. She's got the golden badge with the circle around it, so I'm pretty sure she's the Admiral.
She comes back in, and she talks to him about, well, why has he not fixed his eyes? She's easily something that could be fixed.
As I said, he doesn't trust doctors, and she's like, should I take that personally? So I'm like, oh, you're obviously some sort of doctor then.
Dr. Admiral, so that's it.
Yeah.
But mainly she's come to talk to him about Burnham.
Yeah.
And she says it's disrupting morale. It's...
Because most people blame her for that, which I still think is... I know...
The Klingons wanted the war, really, didn't they?
Yeah, the Klingons opened fire and that, and... There was going to be war either way.
I think there was almost like no... I mean, the Federation had shot first... Perhaps that would have stopped a proper war from breaking out.
Yeah, the Klingons like, ooh, we can talk,
Yeah, like, oh, they're not to be pushed around. Well,
yeah,
like Klingons want to fight. If you're not gonna give them a fight, they're gonna conquer.
Yeah.
So at some point, you gotta learn what you gotta do. But obviously there's still. It just feels from the previous episodes where he just picked her up, took her out. And but still, it's nice to see a bit of repercussions. Like when she's asking, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You could have picked anyone.
In wartime, he's allowed to draft anyone he wants.
Yeah, it's like, you mentioned that you worried about the power I've been given.
Yeah.
Because obviously shows that she might be superior to him, but he's been given powers that she has not got.
He can operate outside of jurisdiction, essentially.
Yeah. So Lorca is on his way back to Discovery when a Klingon ship jumps out of nowhere and captures Lorca after a short fight.
Can we just say, warp usually isn't that accurate at this point in time? You could be like, I'll come out in this area. You can't be like, boom, I'll come out literally a few feet above that shuttle.
I mean, I was thinking to myself, either someone has set them up, or it's complete incompetence that one of the major captains hasn't got at least like an escort back to his ship. I mean, if they're at like a major Federation meeting point, why is the ship not nearby?
No idea.
Why is it so far away? It's how long would he be in a transport ship?
Why isn't the Discovery docked?
Yeah, it's like it should be docked, or it should be very close.
Yeah.
One of those two. I mean, like I said, incompetence.
Well, then again, actually, the shuttles are warp capable, so maybe it was getting to a safe warp distance away from where the meeting was.
I suppose
a warp to the Discovery.
I suppose that's reasonable, but again, nothing was mentioned. Especially if they cut the Tilly and Burnham cafeteria scene, you could have said, "Don't worry, Captain, will be like close to warp, but
safe warp distance."
But no, but this is the point where we actually get towards the opening credits.
Yeah,
it's actually a pretty long.
Yeah, this part I was like, I forgot that the opening was a thing that was gonna. I still hate that opening.
About 7 minutes. It was quite odd.
Still hate that opening. It's just why is there no space? Why is there no space in the opening?
They need to do a lot more. They need to do a better opening, perhaps for season 2.
Yeah, there needs to be space in it.
I think perhaps more operatic as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I just the music's not terrible. It's an alright theme. But my main problem is the fact it's just brown and yellow and
bland.
It's
incredibly bland.
Even Voyager had a decent opening. Like, it was a terrible show, but it had a decent opening.
Yeah, I think you need a decent opening and a good just to get people a bit more interested. And if you get a bit more upbeat, perhaps it gives you more of a sign what the show is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so getting back to the show, so we're back on Discovery, and the crew just about learn.
No. Can I just say? I want to point out something here. Right. They know they're getting abducted by the Klingons. Mm-hmm. They get the guns. They're pointing at the door. Why do they not shoot the second the door opens? Why do they? And then the Klingons just beat them down. They don't manage to take out a single Klingon.
Yeah, that was.
You had the element of surprise. You had guns pointed at the door. You could have at least taken a few with you.
I did like how one guy jumped down from the roof.
Yeah.
I was like, that was pretty good. I was like, all pointing at the door and guy pops down from the roof. That was pretty good.
They could have taken at least one of them out though.
Yeah, there should have been at least one or two. To show at least the Lorca's bit.
I'll bring this up again later.
Yeah, we talk about the other fights. Yeah, so we're back on Discovery. The crew learn about the abduction of Lorca, so Saru was made acting captain.
Yep.
And so they plan to move towards the location of the abduction.
Can I just say, Saru makes a terrible captain for this episode in a lot of places. He has a few good things, but for the most part, it's not great.
No,
he's a great character, not a great captain.
He's a wingman, not a leader.
Yeah.
And so Burnham arrives, wanting to speak to Lorca about the tardigrade's condition. But since she learns that Lorca's been abducted, they go privately and talk about the creature. And so obviously Saru seemingly dismisses the concerns, and she'll do it later.
Oh, I liked that when Saru came on, when Burnham came onto the bridge, Saru's little ganglia, that's the word, sorry, you reminded me that. Ganglia pop out just before Burnham walks on the bridge.
He is still very much nervous about her rather than...
Yeah.
I mean, I know obviously later on in the episode he says...
We'll get to that.
Perhaps we'll get later, yeah. But, so Burnham leaves the room.
Yeah.
And Saru gets a list of captains like great captains from Starfleet history.
It did annoy me how much he just ignored her though.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we'll sort that out when Lorca's back. It's like, yeah, if the thing dies and we're like in Klingon space, we will also be dead.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you saved the captain, but we got no way of getting back home.
Yeah.
Great, nicely done, Captain.
Yeah.
So they list Robert April, Jonathan Archer, Matthew Decker, Philippa Georgia, and Christopher Pike. So obviously we know Christopher Pike is the mentor of Kirk.
Yeah. Archer is the Enterprise captain.
George is obviously the one who died previously.
Decker's the only one whose name
Decker is,
I didn't really I don't recognise.
He's actually from the original series as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen anything to do with the original series other than the Tribbles episode, because that is the best episode.
So Saru wants to compare himself to his captains.
Yeah.
But Saru's worried about a disruptive element is interfering with his ability.
Yeah.
And the captain says, the computer says, eliminates this phrase. Like, no, can't do that.
I just like the fact that the computer just basically suggests killing Michael.
Yeah, it's like, how... I'm just waiting for the robot revolution, which will never happen. How to disrupt? Must kill all organics. Kill all organics.
Yeah. I was thinking, because...
I think it might be a possibility for cameo appearances from some of these characters.
Yeah,
They can't be prominent, but cameos would be fair enough. Like in the background, you hear about what things like these other captains have done. Obviously, Archer's dead, but the rest you could hear about.
If you saw like their ship or something,
or a name on like whatever, it's like perhaps the U.S. Constitution or something like that.
Yeah.
So has bested 2 Klingon ships by X planet.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That'd be fine. So you finished the scene or was anything?
Yeah, I just was predicting a different outcome for the tardigrade. I assumed it was going to go crazy again, burst out and start killing people.
Oh no, because I meant in terms of the scene with we mentioned the computer.
Oh no, I'm just saying with Saru dismissing it. I assumed they were going to jump, and then the tardigrade was going to go mental.
Yeah, I'm surprised the tardigrade didn't actually try to escape at any point.
Yeah.
If it was, was the spore chamber shielded?
I think so, yeah.
Because if he was able to rip through hull, I'm surprised it wasn't able to tear through the apparatus that was injecting it. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's a little nitpick, I suppose. But anyway, so Lorca, he wakes up on a prison ship with another prisoner who happens to be Harry Mudd. Lorca is confused as to why he's here. And Mudd says that he was chasing the Klingon space and captured. There's another man in the chamber with them, but who's injured and quiet.
Wait a second. I think I might have just remembered who Harry Mudd is.
Yeah, he's a character from the originals.
Oh my god, it is!
Jacob's doing a quick Google search while we're...
Harry Mudd is the guy that sells the Tribbles in the Tribbles episode.
Well, so when he eventually gets to Discovery, he'll be seeing the Tribbles and that's what will be happening.
Believe.
Yeah, so the Klingons come in and
it him?
They beat up the injured man and drag him away. And Mudd says let him choose who gets the beatings.
Yeah.
But this injured man, I wasn't sure if he was the same person who they bring in later on.
No, that's someone different.
Because they sorted the facial and the hair was relatively similar. So I was like slightly confused. I was like, oh, I thought he got killed, but that was slight confusion. But I thought, that them making them choose who gets, the beatings was quite an interesting choice, because, like he mentions about, not building bonds between prisoners.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of a good. It's something you'd expect in a Klingon prison, really.
Because it's not like a human prison. And you get barely any food as well.
Yeah.
So, next scene.
Oh no, I don't think he is the one that did the. Is he the one?
Yes.
So I'm really looking up Harry Mudd now.
Right. So the next scene, Burnham arrives with the Doctor to try and convince Stamets that the creature is under stress, and Burnham says they need to find a way to change the situation. I mean, Stamets, he essentially drives the Doctor away and tell him, go do something else. But he also mentioned that they had no intention of using a living creature in their work. While Stamens also mentioned that this is Burnham's fault, and she can choose whether to do the right thing. No, she can choose whether to be right,
Yeah.
or to actually fix the problem.
Yeah.
I did like how Stamens was, Burnham was trying to boost the ego. He's like, yeah, I know I'm brilliant. What do you want? No, I'm not going to be fooled by the ego trip.
But I did like the doctor was like, oh, please tell me how you can, get him to do things for you.
And here is your Andorian, one and only Andorian reference. This is the one, what can you do now? Go fix Andorian's, was it tonsillitis?
Yeah, something like Andorian tonsillitis or something like that. And I was just like, oh, so there's an Andorian on the ship. Show me them. Show me them right now. One of the founding members of the Federation. More populous than humans. Where are they all?
Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed the scene because it showed that probably a traditional way to try and boost someone's ego would get him around to your side, but Stamens is like, well, that's not going to work on him.
Yeah.
But, I think that was fair enough. So we're back on the ship. Lorca meets another person in the cell who's actually in a Starfleet uniform.
Yep.
So he offers some food and mentions his name is Ash Taylor, and he was captured in the battle of the Binary Stars at the beginning of the season. Well, of the events that the events that created the series altogether, essentially.
Yeah.
So Lorca says, well, you got to be lying because no one survives
7 months of Klingon torture.
Yeah. So he says the captain
has taken a liking to him.
Yeah. Well, also, Lorca also mentions that his ship can get to them. And then Mudd's insect, well, it was an insect,
It looked like an insect, scorpion-esque thing.
So then it grabs the food that Ash had offered Lorca.
Yeah.
And then takes it across himself.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, oh, well, you're taking food away from the other two guys in your prison cell.
Is that a smart idea?
Yeah. And Mudd says, well, he blames Starfleet for the whole war.
Yeah.
And doesn't care. And then the Klingons come in next, and then pluck out Lorca to take away.
I kind of did like his speech about Starfleet, though. Like his whole speech of...
There's like so many of us, and you don't think about it.
There are more of us down there than there are you up there. And that we're sick of being dragged into the crossfire and stuff. And I did like that.
I mean, obviously, if you're doing like a prosperous business, and then some sort of war bursts out, you can't do business anymore, so you're suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Lorca said about his family business as back running, but like if you're doing just like shipping sort of,
he's a con man through and through.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously mentioned about selling a moon.
Yeah,
his love. And
Mudd is a con man. I've just read about it. I remember who Mudd is now. He had a glorious mustache when he came into the original series.
Wonder if he'll start growing that over the course.
Because he had a beard.
He is one of the main, one of the main characters of the show, which is kind of odd that 5 episodes into the season, it's the first time you see him.
Yeah.
So and we got how many episodes? I think it's 15 total.
Yeah.
So a little bit late. Well, a little bit late to actually get back into the game. So, so back on Discovery.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out ways to navigate the Spore network.
Oh.
And we get our first F-bombs.
Oh, wait, do we... Oh, yeah, no, that's it. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we got our first F-bombs.
Yeah.
And they say he essentially needs the Spore network, needs a co-pilot to navigate it. And they said they need to figure out a willing co-pilot using gene therapy. Which obviously that essentially says...
My first thought was immediately that Michael was going to do it.
Well, yeah, you think Michael seems kind of obvious.
It was either going to be Michael or the engineer guy.
But perhaps Michael, because she's the main character.
Yeah.
So if she did become the test subject, I think that'd be fairly reasonable because the main character.
She's also the mutineer, so if she dies, they don't really care.
And something freaky happens as well.
Yeah.
But so I think I was pretty happy with that scene. It also sets up the rest of the episode as well. So we're back on the Klingon ship.
I did feel like the swearing was kind of forced though in that scene. It didn't feel natural.
It was a bit like oh, you're gonna swear now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But
yeah,
because I've seen like a few articles going, Star Trek made history with F-bombs. I'm like,
Star Trek made history in everything.
yeah, it's like
The first, like, don't get me started on. Oh, the main character of Discovery is the first female lead in science fiction. I'm like, do you watch any science fiction? Voyager, maybe. And then when
or like new lead for like female lead in sci-fi, like Ripley.
yeah, Ripley, Alien, in the but or were they like, I was like, oh, the first black one as well. It's like, Cisco begs to differ.
I think obviously the problem is that if it was a more regular thing, you wouldn't have people saying these articles. That's the problem because they're quite rare, really.
They're just trying to clickbait those articles. They're just there for the clicks.
Not like we are. But yeah, so back on the Klingon ship, or prison ship, Lorca has been interrogated and tortured by a female, which I'm pretty sure is the same Klingon.
I think it's the same female Klingon.
I'm pretty sure it is. So she wants to know the secret of the ship.
Yeah, and she basically quotes almost word for word what Lorca had just said in the cell.
Which was obviously knows someone's. But again,
someone's bugged the cell.
But I mean, if I owned a prison ship, I would have listening devices in the cells anyway.
Yeah, you just would.
So it's like, you sold me. I was like, they probably got listening devices in the ship, You
have security surveillance cameras in all of the cells, and
yeah, it's like, what? It's not like it's a medieval thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I would think anyway. So, so we're back on Discovery. So Saru wants to know when they're ready.
You get tortured with light.
But this is actually technically the next scene after.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yes, because we go back.
It jumps so much, I forget.
Yeah, because we go back to Discovery for this next scene. So Stamens is testing for alternatives. It's the creature.
Yeah.
So Saru is annoyed that they stopped working. They turned the spore drive offline. And they figured out that humans could be an alternative for the creature.
At this point, they've figured out. They think they know where the captain is at this point.
Oh, that as well, because
yeah, and so they were about to get ready to jump, and then he looked down, and the spore drive was offline.
But Saru was also really annoyed that they wanted to actually test based on humans. Because
no. Saru, like Michael said, we know it's illegal. That's why we need time to find an alternative. Is what she said. Like, they didn't want to test on humans, but it was the only thing they had so far. When she was saying, about we need someone that shares their DNA with fungus, mycelia, I really thought she was suggesting that Saru was the one that could do it.
Oh, because
because his
ganglia
and stuff. I thought there might have been,
That would have been quite interesting if they'd gone for that one.
Yeah, it's suggesting that Saru was the only other alternative.
It would have been interesting because his species isn't in the rest of the season.
Yeah.
The other series. So perhaps if it was his species and his species were wiped out because of this spore technology.
Yeah.
I think that would be like, whoa, that is like your technology massacred an entire civilization.
Yeah.
But obviously, they say humans, and Saru was unhappy about they're trying to mess with technology before they're ready to go.
Yeah.
But then they learn the location of the ship.
Oh, and at this point, it's brought up a couple of times that the tardigrade might be sentient.
Yeah, and then Saru is basically not bothered. Well, he is bothered.
He's bothered, but he's
like,
got no other option at this point.
Yeah,
he said, "I'll deal with those consequences later."
I think he's sort of the captain who, I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously Kirk didn't follow too many rules, but I think he perhaps got a bit more lucky than Saru is at the moment.
Saru doesn't make some great decisions in his small captaincy.
But perhaps he just hasn't had the experience in this sort of situation, which is, I mean, we'll get into it later on, that sort of stuff. So we're back on the prison ship. So Lorca is put back in his cell. Oh, sorry, I must have. He was tortured with light, so I must skip that by accident, sorry. So he's put back in his cell, and he says he knows that Mudd passed on the information to the Klingons.
Because there was a bug on the back of his bug.
Yeah. And then Mudd mentions Lorca's previous command, where Lorca was the only surviving member of the crew.
Yeah.
And Lorca says that
He got half right.
Yeah, that he blew up the ship to save his crew from killing on torture and basically being paraded down the streets, sort of thing, by prisoners. Prisoners, sorry.
And I can't remember when it's brought up, but I'm going to bring it up now anyway. When the other guy that's in the cell with him, Ash, when Ash says to him, "Oh, your eyes, that's from your last command, isn't it?" And he was like, "Yep, you choose your own pain." And it's like, so that's why he's never got his eyes fixed, as a reminder that he blew up his entire crew.
I do wonder if he's going to survive. I keep thinking, I don't think he's going to survive this current season. Maybe past the mid-season, but probably die in like a penultimate or finale.
Yeah, I think it's possible. And I think Burnham's going to be the captain at some point. I mean, although it'd be good if she wasn't. It'd be good if we never, we had a main character that just never became captain. It'd be an interesting change.
Yeah, yeah. So we're back on Discovery.
Yeah, Michael got confined to her quarters in the last scene as well.
Yeah. And so Saru's preparing to jump the ship. And
they warp the tardigrade in.
Yeah, and
they jump, and then it shrivels.
It's like a massive, like a little ball, and all this liquid pours out of it. And Saru was saying, "You'll wake it up, and get it working."
Yeah. It was weird because when they were jumping, you saw Michael reacting as well, and this is where I really thought, do you know, the whole psychic thing? I thought there was like a psychic link between Michael and the tardigrade, and
yeah,
it'd been cool. It'd been cool.
Perhaps it would have been nice because if it was centered, it was like he was sending messages to her.
Yeah.
Because perhaps if it couldn't speak, but there was some sort of link because she showed some kindness towards it earlier on.
And she's like one of the few people to actually have physically touched it and survived. And
But yeah, perhaps they missed or something there, but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but so, I mean, Saru says he's going to take responsibility whatever happens. And he orders the engineer statements to make sure the spore drive is ready.
I did like the way they did it though. Because knowing a bit, being a science nerd I am, knowing a bit about actual tardigrades, that's how tardigrades do survive in the harsh real. Like NASA put a few tardigrades in vacuum in space, like for a few days, brought them back in, rehydrated them, and they were fine.
Pretty tough little things.
Yeah, tardigrades are amazing little creatures.
But I did like how he was speaking to the doctor and the engineer at the same time. And the doctor's like, "I'm not going to be a part of it." She's like, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the engineer."
Yeah. And I'm just there like, ooh, like, Saru is cold, and I like it. I like Saru.
Yeah.
Saru's cold and he's sassy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a great captain, but
he is a great character.
He's got some great moments.
Yeah.
So we're back on the Klingon ship. So the Klingons come to Lorca and say,
"Oh, can I just point out something else in this scene?" Sorry, I just from my notes. Saru says, "I've got 134 lives to look up." There are only 134 people on this ship.
Yeah, it seems relatively small.
That's a very small compliment for a ship.
I mean, how big is this ship anyway?
Well, then again, you see it in atmosphere and that. So it's probably not the biggest ship in the world, but still 134 people. That seems like a pretty low crew number.
Yeah, perhaps a lot of stuff is automated, and they got a lot of science sections, like Lorca showed us in the previous episodes, like science quarters.
But wait, I'm gonna look at like my back on the is it second episode or which is the first episode of the Discovery?
It was episode 3.
Yeah, because when I'm just looking back at my notes for that one, 300 different scientific missions are running on Discovery at any one point.
Yeah,
you have 300 scientific missions running with 100 and what was it?
150 odd. Yeah, it's about. So basically,
134 people. 134 people running over. So they're each working on like what? 3 experiments each.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like they've mucked up the numbers a bit there. I mean, if it was also 500 people,
that'd be
fine. Because obviously, because it seems like in the statements section, you got about 7 people in there. So you got Tilly, Burnham himself, and at least like a few randoms, random people wandering around. Yeah, it seems like they mucked that up a little bit.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a bit of a nitpick, I think, really, but it's like they should have. If they put like a big number, like 1,000 people, I doubt people would have noticed. Like if he said, "I've got 1,000 people to watch over," fair enough. So back on the Klingon ship again, like I said, and the Klingons come to Lorca and say, "You
choose your pair."
And he's going to choose Mud, but Ash says, "Choose me instead."
I would have chosen Mud. So even in what happens in this scenario, choosing Mud is the better option.
Yeah, because he would have got beaten up and he still could have grabbed the gun.
Yeah, you could have then taken the Klingon that was attacking him by surprise from behind.
Yeah.
Rather than getting beaten up slightly by one of them.
Because Ash is not injured at all. And it looks relatively fresh considering he's in a prison ship. So if he had gone out and attacked the other guy from behind, knocked the weapon out of his hand, etc., it's better than getting a few whacks. Because when he's thrown into the wall.
Yeah.
Well, what was if he'd got a concussion for that one? He's like knocking his eye like, okay, that ruined the plan.
And this sort of annoyed me in the fact of, okay, so these two can, after being in prison for a while, after being literally tortured, they can fight off and kill these two Klingons. No, 3? Was it 3 Klingons?
No, it was 2.
It was 2. They can kill them. But you can't take out a single Klingon when you've got guns pointed at them and you've got the element of surprise.
I mean, I was thinking that it was a bad idea just to have 2 Klingons.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if one was trying to jump the other one, they outnumber you.
Yeah.
It's better. Also, I have to have more.
Klingons are just stronger than humans.
Yeah.
They just are, which also is a bit of an annoyance in this as well.
I mean, so they fight their way out the cell, and they leave Mud in the cell as punishment for him selling them out, and they fight their way out the ship.
Yeah.
With a female Klingon.
Yeah, it's a bit. Lorca leaves him behind. The timing in this scene really annoys me. Oh, the guns.
Oh yes, the guns.
The guns are not right even slightly.
What is that? They're bursting to gas.
Yeah.
What is? I mean,
this was Kelvin timeline, but yeah, it's weird Kelvin timeline technology. But no, it's not. It's Prime Universe, and that's not how phasers work. Where's my?
Just put a proper hole for him. Just put a hole for him. That's all I to do.
Where's my beam? Where's my? Where is it?
Pew pew pew.
It's like on the ships as well. They've got the pew phasers. It's like no, those are Kelvin phasers. In Prime Universe with the pew phasers.
I still think they should. I mean, they should have done the whole different universe and just left it.
Just put it in the future. Whack it a few hundred years after anything we've had yet.
Year 3000.
Yeah, I went to the year 3. Sorry, copyright strike.
Oh, got to do something with that. Yeah, but the female Klingon, she gets hit. Well, she fights with Ash and saying, "Oh, you think you can leave me?" And then when she gets shot, like a glancing blow from Lorca's.
It doesn't. It looks like it doesn't hit her. It hits the wall next to her.
Yeah, and the gas hits her. Yeah. But
it looks like it's eating at her face.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is there's a certain theory that's going to come up. So if you don't listen to the theory, we'll talk about it after the episode.
Yeah.
Leave it till then, in case if you want to listen to it, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll leave it be. So they find a ship to escape in.
The timing in this annoys me because he walks around the corner, says, "Oh, I'll come back and get you when I find a way out." The female Klingon comes out. They have a small fight scene. He literally comes back like a few seconds later, kills a guy, shoots at her, and is like, "I found the hangar bay." It's like, why is the hangar bay on a prison ship so close to the prison cells?
How is it so easy for prisoners to escape?
Yeah. This is a poorly put together prison ship.
It was an incompetence from Starfleet which got them captured, and incompetence from Klingons which let them escape.
Yeah. How did they get into? Yeah.
Right. So.
What in the hell are those ships?
Yeah. What? They're like butterflies.
What are those
dragonflies?
Ships? Those are not Klingon even slightly.
It's ridiculous. I was looking at them going, is that a big dragonfly?
It looks like a peacock.
It's like,
it's just a peacock. They're in like peacock spaceships. Those are not Klingon even. I mean, they call
them raiders. And especially sort of like the old-fashioned. I don't know, but anyway, they're being chased by these raiders, and the Discovery is in range of them.
Yeah.
Which is a nice for the Discovery to pop in at the right exact point the ship is.
Well, no. Well, the other scene after they jump earlier, that they're like, "Oh, how far away are we from the prison ship? keep this distance and run on silent mode. That's what Saru says.
Oh, okay. Right.
So they've been tailing the prison ship for a while now.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I must have missed that part. So Discovery's in range.
Yeah.
Saru notices there's a strange pattern in the raiders.
He notices that the lead raider is actually, in fact, being chased rather than...
Which is quite nice because he's obviously from a prey species.
Yeah. He also is... It seems like they're trying to make him the token Vulcan.
Yeah.
In the smarts and logic-wise. And I'm like, well, you could have had Burnham be that because she was raised on Vulcan.
Or an actual Vulcan.
Yeah, or an actual Vulcan.
So they managed to beam them out, the raider, just before it gets destroyed. And the Stamens mentions that they're able to jump.
Yeah. When Saru's like, have you woken the tardigrade? And Stamens goes, we are able to jump. My first thought was, he stabbed himself. He stabbed himself with that serum.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious, I suppose, but I mean, I still like, because he is lying, but it's like he wants to be able to jump.
Yeah.
And they're able to jump. It's just not the way he's expecting.
I like the new guy as well, like because you got the scene where during in the transport room with Stamens and the captain, where the new guy's like, "Thank you." He's like, "What? Thank you for what? Bringing you onto a warship in the middle of a war." And he's like, "No place I'd rather be."
Yeah, that's that. We'll go into there's more filler in that one coming up pretty shortly with that one.
Yeah.
So Saru is offering congratulations to Stamens.
Yeah.
But he's unresponsive.
And then someone's like, "Oh, he's engineering, but his life signs are like all over the place."
So they get down to the spore chamber. I didn't like the close up with Saru because it got a really close up as he was checking Stamens in the cell.
And you saw it as like a, oh, look at his face.
Yeah. But I was impressed by how much detail they put into this modelling.
Yeah.
Because I thought I wasn't expecting. From a distance, you think it looks good, but up close, I was like, fair play, you've done a good job with modelling that one.
Well, it's a good mix between practical and CG. Do you know?
Yeah, because they could dye the eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite enjoying this scene really.
Yeah, and my next note is he's not dead, but he's probably not okay either.
Massive spikes in the chest area.
And I've got to admit though, like, I loved the scene where he woke up and he's like, "Did we jump?" And he just laughs maniacally, and I just loved that scene because it was a perfect little character moment. It was a little, and as a scientist, like, when you do something stupid and it works out, you kind of feel like that.
So our next scene, he gets Burnham is visited by Saru in her apartment. What's her apartment or cell? She called
her
chamber
quarters.
Yeah.
This is the scene of the episode for me. This is literally the scene that made me go, "This is my favourite episode so far." This scene.
Yeah. So he mentions that there's been a setback with the creature.
Yeah.
Saru is saying that he's angry with Burnham. But mainly because he's jealous.
Yeah, I like the whole... Because Burnham goes, "Are you scared of me?" And Saru goes, "No. But I am angry with you." And it's like, angry why? It's like, angry of what you stole from me? I was like, what? And then he explains that she got to be the first mate. She got to learn everything from Philippa, and she got to train her and learn everything that she could learn. And he says what he hoped to happen was that Burnham would go off, get her own captaincy, and then Saru would take her place and be under Philippa's wing. And it was just a great character moment. It was just you felt for them in that moment. You felt for Saru, and you could empathise with him. It was a lovely little character moment, and honestly, my favourite bit of this entire season so far.
I did like the next part. Obviously, she tries to offer him and George's telescope.
Yeah.
But he decides that she can have it instead.
Yeah. I just that whole thing with Saru and her, it was a great little moment.
Yeah.
And the offering of the telescope, him walking over to the telescope and looking at it as if it was this magical object, and touching it. Beautiful
nice.
little scene.
Yeah. So next scene, we got Burnham is deciding to release the creature, the tardigrade, with the spores.
Oh yeah, because Saru's last order as acting captain is for her to save the tardigrade.
Yeah, because Lorca's not able to.
Yeah, he's not been cleared for command yet.
Yeah. So they put into some sort of chamber with spores around it, and they inject it up into space with spores all around it, and it kills out of its protective state.
Yeah.
And then lightning bolts appear around it, and it teleports away. And I was thinking, what? I was just laughing because the lightning bolt, I was like, oh my god, the tardigrade, it's transforming into its new form.
Well, no, it is said earlier in the episode that the tardigrade can travel along the mycelium network. Like, it's got a symbiotic relationship with the
spores.
The spores. Yeah. So, like, it's already established that it could do that. It can travel the network.
Yeah, but I was just...
Yeah.
I thought it was quite... Because I'm like a Dragon Ball bit fan, so it's like it's kind of funny. It's like all these lightning bolts appearing around him.
This isn't even my final form.
For season finale, Tardigrade comes back, golden form Tardigrade pops in, blocks Klingon beam.
It's somehow grown hair that's all spiked up and glowing.
Fires a massive energy blast, takes out the Klingon.
Kamehameha!
Like, oh my god, true form Tardigrade has appeared.
Special beam cannon.
Ah. Yeah. Real fun with this, and if it does not appear again, there's got some gifs of the tardigrade as turning into a Super Saiyan as its lightning bolts appear around it.
Someone needs to do that, please. Someone.
Because one of the robots on the ship, someone said it looks like Freezer.
Yeah, kinda.
Anyway, so Saru decides to cancel his protocol, reviewing his performance, which is essentially. I think that was his last act as captain.
Oh, it was a nice scene of him going, cancelling it and going, I know what I did. Like, him being...
Taking responsibility for his actions.
Yeah, and I liked that scene of him being like, I know I don't need an example to go by. I am my own, I will do things my own way. That was sort of his... I don't know, his maturing moment.
Yeah, he was like learning that captains, they shouldn't compare themselves to other captains because...
the best captain does the best thing they can do in that situation.
And they take responsibility, they take responsibility for his actions, which is what he did.
Yeah.
So...
There's definitely going to be massive repercussions to him, though, in the next episode.
Yeah, for letting the tardigrade out.
He is going to get some massive repercussions from Lorca.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna be happy at all with that.
No, Lorca is going to be pissed that the tardigrade is gone. So
our final scene is Stamens and the Doctor in their bathroom, which we learn that they're in a relationship together. Yeah. Which I had thought that the Stamens was in a relationship with the other engineer originally.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case as well. Like, 'cause I knew. Well, I didn't know, but it was heavily inferred that he was gay. Like, it was the way they handled it was nice. Like, they never brought it up. They didn't,
There wasn't like choreographer saying like,
yeah,
he is gay. It was like no.
It's just if you know what he was very camp. It was not very camp. He's a bit camp, and.
But I thought it was very very nice and subtle.
Yeah, it's not thrown in your face until. I don't think it's thrown in your face at this scene. It's just sort of. What's the word I'm looking for? Confirmed, really, in this scene. It's an alright way to do it.
Yeah, and it's like so the Doctor is worried about Stamens.
Yeah, he's all scanning him and
like,
stop doctoring me. It's like, well, you did just inject yourself with like foreign DNA and
massive spikes in like
to
get all that, and you interacted with the whole galaxy network and it's all about. He's like, I'm gonna worry.
I liked the whole scene of him being like, for my entire career, I've been trying to interact with this network, and I saw it. I saw all of it, an infinite universe of new possibilities I hadn't even thought of.
Yeah, I thought that was quite nice.
Yeah.
But then, as he's walking away from the mirror, you get another image of the mirror again, and he's still in there.
And then it's like the mirror's on a delay.
Yeah.
And I think we know how they're going to tie in the mirror universe.
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Like, yeah, I wonder when they'll actually do that because I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
the title descriptions of episodes
Yeah.
because they have mentioned they are doing a mirror episode.
Yeah.
But and obviously they have extended instead of being 8 episodes this first half it's gonna be 9.
Yeah. They've added,
So I wonder
added
when
an extra episode into this little bit.
this first half. So I wonder what they're gonna be doing. But I thought that was quite ominous.
The thing is, though, this is the closest to proper like traditional Trek it's felt in a while because a lot of original Star Trek is here's this week's problem, how are we going to solve it? And I feel like that's what next episode's going to be. Next episode, this is going to come to a head. His whole being out of sync thing is going to be a thing, and the entire episode's going to be around trying to fix it.
Yeah, because that thing can't be long before that properly pops up again.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep saying this, I'm getting massive Dune things all the time from the Spore stuff again and again, because the navigators in Dune, they're humans which have had overexposure to the spice.
Yeah.
Because they're transformed essentially into the navigators. So, if they can't exactly do the same with Star Trek, but it's like,
Yeah.
This is Dune ideas. What are you doing, Star Trek? Get out of here. Get out of here. It's Star Wars that steals from Dune, not Star Trek.
You're the only person I think that can make these. Like I don't know anything about Dune other than I've seen the film.
Yeah, well, there's all on my bookshelf. There's a crossverse. We've got all the books, so they're all there. Next episode, giant sandworm pops out. I'm like, oh no.
That's the tardigrade's final form.
The giant sandworm are like, damn it, Star Trek. No. Oh no, golden form sandworm. That's the final one. Oh, but yeah, that's the episode, and we're gonna.
Yeah, that scene was so made it for me.
Right, so we're gonna talk about. There's a
The
theory.
theory, the
There is a
fan
theory. So if you don't want to hear about it, I would say drop off now.
Yeah.
And if you are dropping off now, if you have enjoyed what we've been talking about, please subscribe.
Yeah.
We're talking about Stranger Things pretty soon.
Yeah.
On both the Nerdsiverse and EuroHybrid.
We're recording that on Thursday.
Yeah, so
right?
that should be up on Friday.
Yeah.
Then obviously, if make sure our schedules are all aligning. So now here comes the theory. Ash is Vok the Klingon.
Yeah.
Because the female Klingon is obviously very much linked to him.
Yep.
And the idea is that he was sacrificing.
Yeah, in that episode, you have to give up everything that is you, everything that
And
you have
he
to
is
sacrifice
Klingon.
everything. Yeah. And his entire thing is remain Klingon.
And if he gives up that to become human, to essentially save the Klingons.
Yeah, to get this tech. And it's not the first time that this will have happened. Like the Trials and Tribulations episode, where in DS9, where they travel back to the Tribbles episode. The main guy, I'm pretty sure that's the one. I'm thinking of the right episode. The main thing in that, he's a human, but he was a Klingon. So he was a Klingon made to look human.
Because the female Klingon does say she is a master spy, so then she's like spy working for the original Klingons.
Sorry.
Also working for Vok.
No, I just had a brainwave, and now I know exactly why the Tribble is in this.
Go on.
Because Tribbles love humans.
Yeah.
Tribbles hate Klingons.
So it's gonna be like
the Tribbles will be purring and thingying when they're near a human. When a Klingon gets near them, they start freaking out. And Lorca has a Tribble on his desk.
Brings into his office and he'll
The
start
Tribble starts freaking out around Ash.
If that happens, it's confirm Klingon.
Yeah. So I just had a brainwave.
Yeah, because the last episode, she was still working for the previous Klingon.
Yeah.
Though she said that he'll realise that I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm still not exactly sure whether or not what's happening with her.
I think this is maybe maybe it wasn't actually a prison ship, and that's why it was so poorly out for a prison ship. And those people you saw in it were the only prisoners, because this was all a ploy from the female Klingon and Vok just to get Vok on the ship.
Yeah, because it's still Hull getting captured.
And that's why it was so easy for them to escape, was because they wanted them to escape, because they wanted...
And perhaps they were remnants of cultists who were to sacrifice themselves for the Klingon Empire.
Yeah.
That seems,
fingers
crossed, because it's quite a nice...
It'll fix that little plot hole if it does turn... If Ash does turn out to be Vok, it'll fix that little thing of why it was so easy for them to escape.
I mean, I'm fingers crossed, though.
And why the Klingons weren't shooting at them until after they got teleported off that raider.
Yeah, because... Yeah, I think you need a little bit of that, because a little bit of, can you trust him, can you not trust him? And then you're wondering, perhaps if humanity seeps into Vok's ideas, if he is a human?
I think he's just a human physically. I don't think he's...
that doesn't happen? Oh,
no.
Oh, that's a pity.
I think, because the last one, he was still a Klingon, but he was just physically, he looked like a human.
Oh, so it's not a bit like a shell, essentially.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. We got that theory.
If that is the case, that's a really nice thing, and if that does become the case and that is true, this series is going to be pretty good, and it's just a shame it came off to such a slow and kind of disappointing start.
I mean, it has been confirmed for a second season.
Yeah, it's been greenlit for a second season, which is good.
And they've been picking up a bit of pace as well, I think.
Yeah, I think if they get the pacing down a bit more, flesh the characters out a bit, figure out the direction they want to go with it a bit more, it can be a decent series.
I mean, if they get transported to the mirror universe, but permanently there.
Yeah, or hell, with Kelvin timeline, or some point in the future, if they just get put into any other point other than their point on the prime timeline now, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Think about.
Yeah.
Good for that. Yeah. So that's theory's over. So again, if you like what you've heard, please subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Nerds of the Verse and EuroHybrid, we got a lot of Stranger Things content coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Star Trek is coming back as well.
Don't forget the giveaway that Pete's doing.
Yep, giveaway as well. We got is it Toku Trash?
Yeah, Toku Trash.
Is that a regular weekly one? Is it?
No, we only have we've switched it up now. We're only releasing one episode a week at the minute, because we're all a bit pressed time wise and that, and it's hard for us all to get together to record. So we're just rotating what we've got a bit of a backlog of episodes that we're just releasing one each week.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So there will be one this week, or
this week will be this. It'll be Star Trek and Hours, and then I think it's Toku Trash. Then it's the Stranger Things, and then it's the Toku Trash.
Okay, right. And obviously there'll be plenty more stuff coming soon from EuroHybrid as well. So
yeah.
So thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Adios.